Honor, glory to Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAKAKWADASH, honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to the doctrine that's out there pushing the sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. Um, really quick video, not really long. Yeah, it's a video going around all the brothers, reposting it, doing videos off of it and stuff like that. I seen GMS Austere Man. I watched his, I just clicked on this brother's here, GMS Get This Work. Um, and decided to do a real quick video on it. And like I said, everybody know what's going on with these chariots and these drones and stuff like that. I know I seen one last week, but it wasn't like in this drone situation. This was kind of like before I really knew about the drone situation. But I saw one. It was like super early in the morning, like five o'clock or so in the morning. I think it was a 3, 4, 5 o'clock, and I saw one chariot just dart by, right? Now with the situation that's going on here, like this Jake is explaining, is that there don't should nobody has to be alerted by the drones, but it's just like, well, why y'all send the drones out? You know what I'm saying? But he said what you should be concerned is he calls them aliens because nobody really knows any better, right? Um, but I've seen some reposts of videos about these things, which seem to be chariots shooting down these drones, right? The drone come into contact with it, and it just or tries to get in contact with it, and it just shoots it down, and it's like always like four or five drones circling around this one orb. Now, not too long ago, we actually had recorded. It was like a few months ago. We had discovered that there's always seemed to be a chariot sit in the same exact spot, and we've noticed that helicopters and all kinds of flying vehicles like circling around. They like circling around this one orb, which I think I said we believe to be a chariot. We put the camera on it, and you can see a little more with the camera because it wasn't like it looks like a star, but it's like the brightest out of all of them because that one night there was a bunch of stars out. But um, we've been looking at this one, like I said, what seemed to be a chariot. Uh, it pops up there every single night. Some nights is not there, but most nights, like I've seen it last week, and it's been here for a long time. And one of our neighbors said, yeah, it's been there for every night. It's there. It's been there for some years now. Like I said, some nights you won't see it, but it's the brightest out of all of them. And then when we put the camera on it, it had like a red glow to it, kind of like what I seen, like a reddish orange glow to it. And kind of like what I seen with the video today. GMS Austere Man, he reposted, and like I said, what seemed to be a chariot, um, had an orange glow, like a reddish orange, mainly orange tint. And I also remember um, a few months back. No, it was last year. Yep, it was last year. Um, Me and the brothers, we spotted. It was actually a fleet of chariots, and it was just flying. It was a fleet of them. Had been about six of them initially, and then it was a bunch more darting within the clouds, behind the clouds, and they all had like gold orange tint, right? So what's going on here is the warnings that we've been telling you, man. We're blowing the trumpet, okay? We're blowing the trumpet. We're giving you a warning. We through the spirit of Yahawah by YAHAWASHI, right? Let's get I was going to get this one scripture, but I want to get another one. Um, let's get I can't quite remember where it is. Let's see. Shall a trumpet? Yep. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city? Y'all know where I'm going at with this. Yeah. Um, Amos chapter 3 verse 6, because that right now everybody's shook up. You know, everybody's shook up. But oh, that just reminded me something. I'm gonna get it in a second. That just reminded me of a scripture. Amos chapter 3, verse 6. It says, "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it?" So the trumpet, it works like a siren. Okay. Each as far as I know, each um vehicle, emergency vehicle, has a different kind of siren. You can tell what's a fire truck. You can tell what's a police car. You can tell what's an ambulance, right? You can tell which is which. You know what I'm saying? And they all have their emergency, but they have different purposes. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with these trumpets, right? We're blowing the trumpet of we're in the time of warfare right now, man. Okay, and this is a trumpet as a warning, like tornado sirens, like just like those, right? This is exactly like those, and they have a purpose to warn you from what, like those tornado sirens, those what else do they sound off for? Any emergency, any crazy emergency, like we hear those nuclear sirens and stuff like that. They all go off. They will all go off. So what are they there to do? They're there, Salaki. They there to warn you, and that's what we're here to do, warn and edify you. This is why we don't have time for silly debates, man. I'm seeing I'm seeing them all over the internet once again doing debates to Tazaryak and all of them doing debates with Christians and whoever else. You got Christians rolling up the camps, you know, trying to harass them and stuff like that. Meanwhile, you got drones and chariots and stuff like that. All of this stuff happening, man. All of this stuff happening. You got Putin still, right? The tensions is rising, man, and this is all y'all worried about. Debates. You know what I'm saying? It's so much more to it than this, man. Okay. But that reminded me of how everybody shook up. Um, let's get my servants shall shall eat. Look at this. Yep. Isaiah 65. And we're gonna start at 65 and 13. And then we're gonna get the scripture that was primarily the only one I was gonna get for this video, because like I said, it was a kind of a shorter one, but you know how the spirit goes. Anyway, so like I said, everybody's um um shook up, man. Everybody kind of shook, you know, by these sightings and stuff like that, man. And you got everybody pulling out their cameras, looking at this stuff, watching, actually witnessing this stuff, right? It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 13. It says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI." It says, "Behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servants shall sing of." So, um, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. That was the point right there. It says, "Behold, my," but we want to keep reading. But it says, "Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed." Right. We are rejoicing. Every time I get people get really, really, really scared when they see something strange like that. You know what I'm saying? Like far as, or so strange to them. When they see something just out of the ordinary in the sky and stuff like that. But we, knowing what they are, it's just like, huh, there we go. There we go. We should be happy. You know what I'm saying? We are happy, right? Let me say we should be. Oh, obviously we should be, but y'all should be afraid, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should be afraid. Now we have fear, but we had a righteous fear. When we see um those chariots, which y'all call UFOs, you know what we do? You know what I'm saying? We may record it. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't no we don't go, "Oh, what the hell is that? What the F is that? What is that? Oh my goodness, that's crazy. What is that? What is it?" We'll be amazed. Don't get me wrong, because that's something right there. But the first thing we do, above all, before we even get any further, we say all praises to the Lord, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RACHAKWADASH. That's Kohalayim La Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RACHAKWADASH. We always give all praises, honor and the glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI for his magnificence, man. You know what I'm saying? Allowing us to witness his work at hand, man. Those so-called UFOs, just seeing one of them is just like, that is the power of the Lord right there, man. You know what I'm saying? That is the power of the Lord right there. And it's magnificent, man. Absolutely magnificent when you see stuff like that, right? And all you can do is watch. And it's just like, wow, look at that. Look at that. Do you see that? Do you see the power of the Lord? And let's say they are aliens. Guess what? All creation is of the Lord. So let's say those are little green, little gray, little Martians or whatever. Guess what, man? That's some otherworldly power. When you see the way they dart, when you see the way they just it's crazy without a single sound too. Without a single sound. Without a sound. And that's what they're trying to make these drones, right? That's what they're trying to make these drones, not have no sound. I'm talking about like them, undercover drones that look like planes and stuff like that. Cause they got them, drones that look like planes and stuff like that. And when you hear them, they don't really make a sound like that. But nothing can match the power of the Lord, man. Right? I remember looking at a video a couple of years ago, and I'm sure the brothers remember. Um, it was somewhere overseas. I can't remember what military it was. Maybe it was the Iraq military. I can't remember. But they tried shooting missiles at the chariot, and it just deflected it. It just like took the missile and just threw it. It just threw it. Like what the heck? You know what I'm saying? It just took. You know how when flares can, little countermeasure flares, they can redirect those missiles or whatever. But this thing literally just, it was flying, and the missile just went the complete opposite way. It's just like, whoa, that's the power of the Lord. That's the power of the Lord. So we instead of being uh so-called afraid, right? We give all praise to Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI when we see stuff like that. We do the complete opposite of what y'all do. This Jake in the military all shook up. He sound concerned. He sound afraid. And like I said, just like Esau, you Jake should be afraid. Y'all should be. You Christians, right? You other 2/3, even you other Israelite camps, you should be afraid, right? I haven't heard it yet, but I'm sure some of these Israelite camps don't believe that those are chariots too, right? I haven't heard it yet. I could be wrong. I may be wrong. I haven't heard it yet. But as much doctrine as these other camps change, I wouldn't be shocked if I heard them say something like that. I might have just given them an idea. Next thing you know, man, I heard those chariots. You want to have Deacon up there, Hakar going, no, man, them chariots, they not UFOs. I mean, they not chariots of the Lord. No UFOs, they not chariots of the Lord. The IUIC, knowing those rats, yeah, you're gonna hear them. You probably gonna hear them say that next, man. Yeah, they're not chariots of God. They're not chariots of the Lord. They're not chariots of Christ, because they say Christ. They're not chariots of Christ. No, that has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with Christ. Don't be shocked if you hear that. And like I said, I could be wrong. You know, they probably already have, and haven't heard it, or like I said, they just haven't said it at all yet, and they're about to. Give it some time, they will. These camps, man, these camps are waxing worse and worse. So you give it some time. Somebody's gonna say it, man, if they haven't said it at all. Okay, but anyway, verse 14. I know it was a bit more talking, but whatever. Verse 14. It says, "Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for a sorrow of heart." Okay, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And this is exactly what you're doing. What it is this? What did this just now say? This is a prime example of what you just saw this Jake doing versus what we're doing. Okay, what you see people that catch these things record them, and they saying all kinds of so-called curse words. I say so-called curse words, right? They saying all kinds of so-called curse words, man. Right? You hear the panic in their voice. You see the phone shaking because they shaking. But you know what we doing? What does this now say? We gonna sing for a joy of heart. Anybody that sincerely worships the Lord and sincerely serves the Lord will understand that if you know what they are, shoot, you better pray. Really, you better pray harder now that you're seeing it. Let's just give you a little reminder that the Lord see your black ass. If you a Jake, the Lord see your black ass, man. You an Edomite, the Lord see your white ass. You know what I'm saying? And anybody else out there, man, right? And I say so-called black and so-called white, okay? Because we don't go on skin color. I'm just saying in general. But the Lord see you, man. And that's the point. The Lord sees you. Now we're gonna go back to Ezekiel chapter 3, because that's what I originally had planned here. We'll go back to Ezekiel chapter 3. Oh, what the heck? Let's go back. And it took me all the way back. Oh, it's probably already in the tab. Yeah, that's why. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. It says, "Son of man, I made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, give them warning from me." And this is exactly what we're doing, man. We've been warning you about these chariots. We've been warning you about these things happening through the spirit of BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. And we tell you all the time that, yes, the Lord sees what you're doing. You better if you're an Israelite, you better get your act right, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, as of right now, we really, back in the day, we really, I got so-called reached out individually. Look, brother, hey man, come on back. Look, brother. We don't do all that right now, man. You either get it or you don't. And this is exactly why the Lord has been flagging our videos, flagging our channels. That's why, right? We don't get mad about that. Sure, we may say, yeah, it's Esau doing Esau things, but at the same time, we understand one thing. I never really got mad at my channel being flagged. You want to know why? Because I understand, we understand at Great Millstone, we understand that number one, the Lord, man's goings of the Lord. And in Proverbs 16:4, okay, the Lord created the wicked for the day of evil, right? So we understand that. And so that means the Lord, number one, the Lord put the spirit on Esau to do it. So really, all praise to Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. This is exactly why we say all praise to Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. All credit to Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. No matter what happens. If the Lord takes out if your family member, if one of your family members get taken out, one of your family members get taken out, guess what? That was the Lord. What do you think all praises to the Lord means, man? All credit goes to the Lord. When if the Lord takes you out, He called you. That's just what it is. Something bad happens in your life, guess what? You better keep praying to the Lord, because He's the one that did it, which means He's the one that's going to fix it. You know what I'm saying? He's the only one that only can fix it. Right? So that's the first thing when it comes to channels and videos being flagged. The second thing is the Lord is putting our videos in sort of a box, right? You could say sort of like like its own thing on YouTube. And the reason for that, when you look at the reason for that, is because, well, think about it. The doors of mercy are shutting. You know what I'm saying? We're not our videos, and even though we're even more known, but our videos are kind of like put into a box, especially at Great Millstone. All the rest, IUIC, ICPK, and certain others, they're all funded. Okay, so obviously their videos will probably be out more in the open, but whatever. Um, and it kind of goes back to Amos 8 and 11. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to try to seek the word of the Lord, and they're not going to be able to find it. It pretty much goes back to that. So that's pretty much the reasons, because it's not meant for everybody, and the Lord is getting ready to really seal His elect, man. He's getting ready to seal his elect, and there's only a certain number that's going to be able to get it. The rest is filler. The rest is filler. That's it, right? So so that's the reason the Lord is putting out videos into a box. It's not meant for the whole world. You know what I'm saying? It's not meant for them, right? Just like the Lord puts the spirit on these celebrities to come out and say that they're Israelites, which we believe a lot of that is set up. But at the same time, we understand that's set up. But at the same time, what do we always say? That is all the goings of the Lord, because he could have used this said celebrity to make it ring a little bit more to certain people that looked up to that certain celebrity. Some people actually said they woke up to the fact that they was Israelites because of that. We understand it goes a little further, but that's a start, and the Lord can make that as like a base foundation, as a start, as to make it ring more, because people ain't going, they look at us like we crazy. You know what I'm saying? They just crazy Negroes, or we got a bunch of Hispanic brothers, Eshakari brothers, right? You just crazed men, crazed bearded men standing on a corner, so cold as they say, yelling and screaming at people. Which us at Great Millstone, we ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about these other, if you see a Israelite group that's doing a bunch of yelling, just yelling, man, screaming, and that means they doing it for the audience. They doing it to look good. Look out for them, man. In fact, I would click off. Look out for them. Okay. But anyway, so the warnings they're getting less and less now. And Romans 3, I believe Romans 3, or was it 13? It said, now is high time to awake out of sleep. Right now is high time to awake out of sleep. Don't wait till it's too late. You see what they're doing with the videos. Eventually, this stuff is going to fade away. Don't wait till too late, right? Verse 18, it says, when I say unto the wicked, right, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, if we warn the wicked, it says, and he turned not, the wicked turned not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Uh, at the end of the day, right? The Lord has an elect, and it's only meant for them to get these warnings that we giving y'all through the spirit of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and y'all still just want to call us a hate group. I seen a video. I didn't watch it, but there is a video surfacing with this guy talking about the Hebrew Israelite doctrine destroys families. If anything, it brings families closer. It brings families closer. It tells you not to commit adultery. If you commit adultery, that is a serious offense. Christianity, they don't look at that as a serious offense. They let them women say in there, look, Christianity is really the one that destroyed families, man. You putting women over men, or equal to men and over men. Do you know that destroys families? Because you're taking everybody out of their natural roles, man. You're telling children by the age of 2, probably, I think even 1 now. Yeah, by the age of 2, 3, 4. You can do what you want to do. You can change your gender. You can do you can do whatever it is you want to do. If you're a boy, you can mess around with another boy. If you're a girl, you can mess around with another girl. You can do whatever it is you want to do. But the Hebrew Israelites say, no, that's a sin. We're not having that madness here. Let me tell you something, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is a personal testimony. Now I have two biological brothers, right, that have grown up in the truth with me. Me being the middle. I have an older brother and I have a younger brother. And this is just, I might even do a separate video on this guy, man. You know what I'm saying? This is how we always, through the spirit of YAHAWAH, we see this stuff. It destroy. You're telling me the Hebrew Israelite doctrine destroys families? It brought us closer than ever before, man. Our Father always tells us, look, man. He pointed out individually of what we would have done without this truth, right? Individually, because obviously this is why we have elders, right? Because they can see it. You know what I'm saying? Individually, he pointed out, you're going to be this, you're going to be that, and you're going to be that. Or you would have been this, you would have been this, and you would have been that. We tell you time and time again, man, this stuff is happening. This stuff is happening. And all y'all got to do is get on YouTube. Hebrew Israelites destroys families. We giving you warning, man. We giving you warning so you can uh possibly receive salvation for your families from the Lord Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. But y'all don't want it. And that's up to the Lord. But like I said, I may even do a separate video on that. We doing our job, man. You know what I'm saying? Through the spirit of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. We doing our job. Y'all, I guess y'all doing y'all's too, being wicked. But these chariots, Christians are not teaching about chariots. They don't even mention them. I never even heard of a Christian even mention them. Because this is why everybody think they aliens, man. Because these damn Christians, man. You know what I'm saying? They do absolutely nothing. In fact, the average Christian doesn't even know that the Bible mentions those so-called UFOs. And this is how we know what they are. That's exactly how we know what they are. But the average Christian doesn't. And Christianity is literally the root religion, especially here in America and Africa. It's probably worse over there in Africa, right? And it is worse over there in Africa, right? Because of the origins of Christianity. There's a reason for that, right? And that should tell you something right there. Why is Christianity, which Christian, when you look at when you say the word Christian in a religion sense, you think of an Edomite. Tell me if I'm wrong. You think of an Edomite, and they worship the Caesar sign. They worship that Caesar image, right? Shouldn't that tell you something right there? I mean, just think about that for a second. Why is it's not the worst here? It's really bad here. Don't get me wrong. But the top worst Christianity is over there in Africa, and should that not tell you something? Should that not tell you something, man? Because Jacob's over there in Africa too. Africans are not us, but Jacob's over there in Africa too, right? That should tell you something, man. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got on this video. It's a little longer than what I expected it to be, but so you can't fight the spirit, man. You know. Anyway, giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shalom.